Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mr. Reyes' physical education class. Today we're going to be reviewing some of the concepts we've been covering during the course of the class. Um, Mainly, we're going to be going over some of the worksheets, some of the formulas, and some of the assignments we're going to be doing as far as physical fitness testing. Um, in the next couple days, we're going to be performing a couple fitness tests. One is going to be the timed mile run, and the next one is going to be the one repetition max test. So in the timed mile run, what we're going to do is we're just going to have everybody perform to the best of their ability. Give me your best effort, and we're going to record our times. And when you guys are done, we're going to have everybody plot their time on a class whiteboard to determine which students would be considered in the top 10% in the physical education classes. And with the one rep max test, we're going to be seeing which students would also finish in the top 10% based on these two assessments. And with the 1RM, what we're going to be doing is going over a formula how to calculate the strength index. So those are a couple of things we're going to be getting started on. So let's begin. So this is the worksheet that we're going to be working with here. As you can see, left side is males, right side is for females. And what the students are going to do is you guys are going to plug in your ID numbers here. And as you do that, you're just going to hit tab, go on to the next one, put your time. I'll determine the rank and the percentile. And so basically, you're just going to log in, Edmodo. You will have access to these worksheets. So you're just going to put your ID and your time. And once we have collected all the data, I can go ahead and see, what students are ranked and just put them accordingly. And then on the right side, you guys can also see what percentile and see who falls into the top 10%. And the same thing with the females. Just going to do the same thing. Log in, put your ID numbers, and then put your time. And once again, once all the data is collected, I'll put the rank and the percentile. And also, there is also a link on Edmodo where students can go and find, based on their age and their time, they can see where they rank according to the physical fitness test, the President's Challenge. So now we've covered the worksheet for the time and mile run. What we're going to go over now is the formula for the strength index for the 1RM. So what we're going to do for the one rep max test is it's how much you can bench press in one single attempt, one try. So for instance, let's say someone weighs 200 pounds and they bench press 225. So you would take how much, the formula is how much weight they lifted. So in this case, it would be 225 divided by 200, and that would give you a strength index. And once you record your strength index, you can go. There's a link on Edmodo provided where you can see where you're actually ranked according to your height. According to how much you weigh and how much you lifted and your age. So what we're going to do is I'll show you an example, and just so everybody gets an understanding of how to calculate it. I guarantee these questions are going to be on the quiz. Um, so let's go ahead and get to the equation and let's figure it out. So now that we covered the strength index, we're just going to go over the formula here. So this SI right here obviously is referred to as a strength index, and the formula is in pounds. weight lifted and divided by pounds of the individual. So whatever how much the person lifted divided by how much the weight of the individual. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll do an example here. So here's the example. So if we have someone that bench press 225 pounds, so let's go ahead and label that. That's important right there. You want to label that. Divided by, let's say this person weighs 200 pounds. Excuse me. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull out a calculator, divide 225 divided by 200, and it's going to give you a SI, we can go ahead and abbreviate it, of, put equals there, 1.125, and this is going to be your final answer, and that's how you calculate it. So make sure when you guys are looking at this formula, you don't get these two confused. Just remember your weight always goes on the bottom, how much you lifted goes on the top, and that's going to determine your strength index. And you also want to make sure that when doing your strength index, you want to make sure that it's always a positive number. It's not always going to be a positive number, but in this case it is, just because of the two numbers that you have. So most likely it should be a positive number. So if you get a negative number right here, you might want to go back and check your work. You might have done something wrong. So during this lesson, students will be able to communicate, collaborate, and create a multimedia presentation um, regarding physical education and the physical fitness testing. Some of the questions that the students are going to have to answer are going to be open-ended questions, such as how did you feel before the mile? How did you feel after the mile? What are things you think you can improve on? And what would be considered your target goal um, as far as mile time or strength index? What we're going to do as well is students will be giving a proper demonstration when performing the 1R RM, and students will also be coached on as far as running mechanics, utilizing verbal cues, and and just positive feedback to make sure these students are participating and giving their best effort. And that's pretty much it. At the end of the year project, students are going to get in groups, collaborate, and be able to create the presentation regarding their own KWL chart regarding the physical fitness testing.